All right, guys, sitting for a prolonged period of time is what most people do in their jobs. Unless you're one of those people who has one of those like stand-up desks or one of those treadmill desks. But most people don't have that, right? So what most people do is they sit at their desk and they toil away and their muscles get cramped and their necks get sore. So today let's talk about some exercises you can do to kind of stay loose and fit at your desk. Joanna, take it away.
All right, well, a recent study actually showed that sitting at your desk can actually negate all of that wonderful exercise that you do. And the longer you sit, the worse it actually is. So we have come up with a few things that you can do to help counteract all of the negative effects of sitting. And also will just help you feel good at the end of the day, especially if you have a workout to do and you generally feel really stiff after a day of work. Hopefully these will make you feel a little bit better and raring to go to get your afternoon workout in. Imagine that Brandon has a computer here. He's got the imaginary computer. And one of the things that people do is, they're working on their computer all day and they're kind of putting their head forward and they're staring at their screen, and people get a lot of tension in their neck and in their head. So the first thing that you can do to help alleviate some neck pain are some neck rolls. So Brandon's going to demonstrate some neck rolls. You just want to go around.
Pretty basic, I would say. Wow, my neck is tight. It
is tight. I can actually see from your neck roll. And so you want to spend maybe 30 seconds to a minute going in one direction, and then 30 seconds to a minute going in another direction. And this is something you can do every hour or every half an hour just to loosen things up.
In Colorado, if you do this at work, people are going to think you're using some of our new laws.
All right, so we got neck rolls.
Neck rolls.
That's not going to be enough.
No, that's certainly not going to be enough. So another thing we have are our hip lifts. Now, one of the biggest issues with sitting is that you're actually shortening your hip muscles. You've got a muscle here called the psoas, and that gets shortened. And that is one of the things that's going to make running more difficult, because you're sitting all day in the shortened position, and then you stand up and you want to run, and you're not going to get very good hip extension. And so one thing that you want to do is keep those hip muscles activated. So you can do that by doing some hip lifts. So Brandon's going to scoot his chair back, and he's going to bring his legs, sit on the end of the chair, at the edge of the chair. And then why don't we move this desk forward a little bit. And so you want to give yourself enough room. And then basically what you're going to do is you're going to keep one leg on the ground, and you're going to lift the other leg up and down for 30 seconds to a minute so that you can activate the muscles in the hip.
It actually feels good because you're also going to be...
You can do a little bit more slowly.
Well, and you're going to get some circulation.
You're going to get some movement in there. And so you do 30 seconds to a minute on each side, and you can do that a few times a day. And you can see that he really does not have good hip lift on this side. So you may actually notice on yourself that you have one side where you can do better than the other side. And most people have some imbalances between their hips, and that's something that you can work on with these hip lifts.
Well, I'm getting a new hip this year.
Oh, you think you are?
I'm getting a new hip.
All right, so then we also talk about how you're a little bit tight from sitting. So you can do this sitting pigeon, where you put your ankle onto the knee of the opposite leg, and you can push down a little bit with your hand.
And just remember too that if you've got issues with the knee, flex the toe up.
Exactly.
It protects the knee a little bit.
All right, and you can give yourself a little extra stretch by pushing down on the knee.
Oh.
Or you can, reach over.
For somebody who doesn't do as much, I sure am tight.
It's all that sitting that you're doing.
I know.
So, and if you want to reach up with this hand and reach over, that might get a little bit of a stretch through the side as well.
Yeah.
And so again, you can hold each side for about 30 seconds to a minute. Now you can do the other side.
That's good stuff.
And again, you can notice he's a little bit looser on one side than the other. So don't be surprised if you also have one side that's looser than the other.
Remember, people don't do this because they don't remind themselves, right? So
set a timer.
Yeah, set a timer. This will make a difference.
It will make a huge difference
in your day and then in your workout later. What else you got?
All right, I've got for you, this kind of relates to the whole typing on the computer and kind of keeping the head forward. And so we want to kind of loosen up the shoulders and the neck. And so we got some shoulder rolls. So we're going to start with backwards rolls. And again, you can do this for about 30 seconds to a minute.
Really get in there.
Yeah, really just, open that up.
That'd be good too if you were at work. You might as well
stand up and do that.
And do them, you know.
Yeah. So you can do backwards for 30 seconds to a minute. And you're gonna go forwards. Excellent.
You can turn this into a whole office routine.
Get all your coworkers. You can all get together and do it together.
I bet they would.
And then after that, what you want to do are some shoulder squeezes, where you want to stand up and turn around and show them the
it's
squeeze.
Gonna be harder without the.
And so basically, you just want to think about somebody putting a pencil there, and you want to squeeze the pencil.
Right.
There you go, and that will also help open up the front of the chest.
A lot of people want to just do this.
Yeah, you want to but you want to really squeeze right here and squeeze that pencil.
Which I will say is one of the best swimming tips.
Yeah,
I ever received.
if you're swimming, this is going to really help you get loose for swimming.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one that we have is just merely getting up and walking around a little bit. I think people end up sitting for way too long and they forget to walk around. So, take an extra trip to the bathroom or walk to the water cooler or walk around in circles. Don't walk just right out the door. Don't walk off.
Don't walk off unless you're done with that job. What's this thing?
All right, so our last tip is just having good ergonomics at your desk. And I know for myself, when I sit for a long period of time, I literally get a pain in my butt. And so I have started.
And then she becomes a pain in the butt.
And then I become a pain in the butt, yes. So I like to sit on a cushion like this. This is Tempur-Pedic, but they come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Mine has a cutout. They make them without a cutout. And you just put this on your seat and you sit on that. And this one's a little bit smaller, so I bring it on my carry-on and travel with it on the airplane. Of course I do. And again, you want to make sure that your desk height and your seat height are at the proper level, that when you're typing, that you're not slumping forward.
Yeah.
When you're using your mouse, that you have that at the right level.
Well, and obviously this is not a good office chair.
This is not an office chair.
Yeah, this is just a regular chair. But I will say, this cushion feels great.
That cushion is good. It makes even the most uncomfortable chair comfortable.
Yeah, it's great. I've gone to the movies with her.
I take it to the movies.
So for more great tips and running programs, visit us at racereadycoaching.com.
Pick the program that's right for you and sign up today.
Exactly. You want to race to the top?
All right.
Let's go. Come on, woman.
You beat me every time.